Today we're talking about the 11 things that change when you move to Disney.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Dan and Leslie here, back for another moving to Orlando video, better yet, a moving to Disney World video. If you're new to the channel, that's what we did. We moved our family of 4 to Orlando just to be close to the mouse.
We are gonna go through the 11 things that changed for our family when we got here.
So if you're new to the channel, we have not only this channel, but we have a podcast called Addicted to the Mouse. It airs every Sunday and Wednesday night where we talk about all things Disney, a little bit about moving to Orlando, but mainly theme parks. Please check us out there.
And if you're looking to plan your next vacation, we would love to help you out. So you can find us over at fantasticalvacations.com and fill out a quote request over there.
All right, so coming to Orlando, we knew a lot of things would change, and a lot has changed. Today we're talking about the 11 things that have changed just from being next to Disney World.
And some of them are a little surprising to us. So particularly the first one is that we now tell time based on the fireworks.
So this is actually really fun. If you are in and around Disney World, anywhere really in this general area, you can definitely hear fireworks. You may be able to see fireworks too, but the fireworks, it's not overwhelming, like it's not super annoying. Our dog, like depending on how the wind's blowing, if they're a little louder, our dog might get a little freaked out a little bit, but for us, it's kind of a nice reminder. Like, I don't know how many times in Oklahoma, where we're from, we would miss telling the kids to go to bed by like half an hour. We looked at the time and be like, oh cow, they gotta get ready for bed. But now it's like clockwork. Every night at 9 p.m., like we hear boom, boom. It's like, Jennings, go to bed.
So true. So the number 2 thing is that you spend way more time outside. I mean,
oh my gosh,
based on weather alone, like depending on where you're coming from, we were coming from, you know, the middle of America, and we couldn't just spend outdoor time all the time because the weather fluctuated so much. Whereas here, you know, we really can maximize at least a few hours every day where it's gorgeous and we can be outside.
Yeah, I mean, really 6 months out of the year here, it is phenomenal weather. It is so beautiful, and we're about to come out of that being in April. So we're about to get into the really hot time of the year and hurricane season and all of that. Literally every day we're outside. We work outside, we exercise outside. It is gorgeous out there right now. When it rains, it's a little bit of a bummer because we want to be outside. Yeah. We eat dinner outside. Like, we are outside. Being inside is like 2 hours of our day now. Yeah. And it's really amazing how much, like, I've always liked the outdoors, but even being in Oklahoma, like coming here, it's just so much more. Like, I just want to be out in that gorgeous sunshine.
Yeah, it's very different. We were just on a walk a little bit ago, and we were commenting on how that in Oklahoma, the sky did not get the color of blue on a regular basis like it does here. It's just, the sky here is just so beautiful. A
couple of caveats with being outside. If you are going to be outside in bug season, which is pretty much all the time here, you really do want a screened enclosure. We call it a bird cage. I'm not sure if everyone else calls it a bird cage or not, but being out back, like, you want the ability, hi kitten, you want the ability to keep as many bugs out as possible. And then second, like, we've been here in the summer before we moved here quite a bit. We still want to be outside, but you do want to temper that with different times coming into the air conditioning and cooling off.
Yes, absolutely. All right, the third thing is that schools have events in fun places. Yeah. So we have already been on a field trip to the Kennedy Space Center with Jennings School. Homecoming, the homecoming dance at Aiden's high school was actually held at SeaWorld this year. And the Safety Patrol kids got to do a field trip to Universal. So it's just different field trips and events than we've ever experienced before.
Number 4 goes hand in hand with that, and it is that the kids hang out in fun places. So back in Oklahoma, the kids would basically hang out at each other's houses if they lived close.
Maybe go to the movies or something.
Yeah, maybe go to the movies, but there wasn't that much fun stuff to do. It's like go to each other's houses. That's basically it. Or, on the rare occasion that you might do like an arcade or one of those types of places.
Yeah.
Here, kids hang out in theme parks. It is crazy. Like when one of Aiden's friends has a birthday party, it's like in Universal.
Yeah.
And that's happened a couple of times. Or
So
his
weird.
friends from high school will go hang out in Universal. It's funny. The older kids seem to like Universal better than Disney.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy because it is such a different world here. Like you're living next to Disney World, that becomes your playground.
Number 5 is that you get acclimated to the heat. So
Quickly, as it turns out.
this is funny. Last night it was like 68 degrees, which is glorious, right? And we're sitting on the back patio and it was, we were not in the sun because we were on the back patio, and both of us, I had to go get a blanket.
I put on long sleeves. I don't know. I mean, it's hit 90 degrees already here several times, just coming into spring, and I can only wait until next fall after we've made it through the heat of the summer for months and months and months what it's going to be like. But it's kind of like the ongoing joke, like locals. You can tell a local in winter in Orlando, like everybody else is in shorts and t-shirts, and it's 70s, 60s, in the theme parks, and everybody that lives here like have mittens on and gloves. And
We actually went to Splitsville for Aiden's birthday, and the people next to us were like, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Oh, we're from here." And they said, "We figured you had to be somewhere that was hot because all of you are wearing pants," and we thought that was really weird.
Number 6 is that you get very good at driving defensively. And
Definitely.
we have hammered this home many, many times on different videos. Drivers here are crazy. It is bizarre with some of the things that they do. I mean, they will turn left from the right-hand lane, they'll turn right from the left-hand lane, they will pass you on a shoulder, they will just drive
Stop.
in the shoulder like it's a lane.
We had someone just stop in the middle of the street to talk to the car next to them.
This was like Wednesday. Like, I mean, it's
just stopped.
weird. Like in a highway, they stopped. Like, what is happening right now?
Number 7 thing is that you can go to the theme parks anytime you want. It's amazing. So, I mean, and in the same turn, whenever you go to the theme parks, you can take things a little slower. If you go and you look at a line and you're like, "Oh, no, I don't really want to wait that long for that ride today." You don't. You move on, because guess what? You can go next week and try it whenever it's less busy. So it's so different how you approach like your touring of the theme parks whenever you're here.
Yeah, it was interesting because we were worried that the magic would go away. It definitely changes, but I like going way more now than I used to because it's not that frantic, hectic, like go, 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 go.
That, oh my gosh, we have to stand in this line because otherwise we're not going to get to do this for another however many months or years or whatever.
Right.
So
You just do what you want to do and you spend the amount of time that's comfortable and then you leave and you can come back the next day if you want. So it's quite nice.
there have even been times where whenever we first got here and Dan was still in Oklahoma working, I took the kids to Hollywood Studios and we went to see Indiana Jones, and it was standing room only, and they looked at me and they were like, "Mom, we live here. We're not standing for the show." So, I mean, it's so funny how different it is.
The number 8 thing that changes when you move to Disney World is that you get to be first doing all the new stuff, which is really exciting for 2 Disney nerds like us. But when new rides open, when new attractions open, when new snacks come out, when new restaurants get refurbished, like it all happens. Every Epcot festival, we love Epcot. Every Epcot festival, you get to be first. We went to Flower and Garden for opening day. We are going to Food and Wine for opening day, which happens to be Jennings' birthday. So that's gonna be a really, really fun thing. You get to be first if you wanna be. I mean, and we like being first and experiencing things before we get FOMO from watching everyone else post about it. We get to be the ones posting about it.
Yeah, like we're super excited that Guardians of the Galaxy is getting ready to open, and we know that there'll be annual pass holder previews, and we're here, so we're gonna be able to take advantage of it no matter when it is. So it's just so exciting.
Unless we can't get a park pass reservation. Foiled again.
The number 9 thing that has changed is that when friends come to visit, you get to hang out in places that we used to dream about hanging out. So instead of it just being like a hangout at the house or whatnot, which is sometimes what we do, but we can go to Hangar Bar and grab some drinks. We can go to Tambu Lounge and get some Ohana noodles. We've been to Steakhouse 71 in the lounge there. I mean, any of those amazing places that we just love to be, we can go and hang out with our friends there.
Yeah, and if somebody comes down for vacation and they want to see us, like we could go spend an hour with them in a park and then leave. I mean, we've done all of this and it's just so awesome to be able to do these little things that you used to plan years, honestly, for these big long vacations, and we can go just experience them a little bit at a time. It's really, really fun.
It's really awesome.
Okay, and the 10th thing that changes when you live next to Disney World is that activities are way cooler than they used to be. So when we want to hang out with the kids, we hang out with the kids, but there's this spin on it. So we just went to Splitsville and bowled the other night. We played mini golf a couple of weekends ago at Universal City Walk. It is amazing the different little nooks and crannies that you end up exploring, like in Universal or Disney World property, that you never even noticed before. Like, I don't know how many times we went to Universal and I walked right past those mini golf places. It's the first thing you see when you hit City Walk.
Yeah.
And we never even considered doing them.
I mean, and we would be like, oh, that looks like fun, but we don't have time. You know, we can't take the time out of our trip to go and play mini golf. And so it's very interesting and just fun to get to explore all these new places. And it probably really depends on where you're coming from, because there's a lot of really cool cities in the country. But if you were like us, we just probably didn't really, we probably didn't even take advantage of the cool things to do in the city that we lived in, so.
Yeah, we did not live in a cool city, I would say. It was a nice city, but it didn't have anything like tourist attraction-y type stuff. So it's really exciting for us to be able to hang out with the kids and then do something that we would do on vacation.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so the number 11 thing that changes whenever you live here is that vacations get to be different than Disney and Universal anymore.
Absolutely.
So we are currently planning a lot of little trips that we're thinking about and dreaming about, and we're talking about doing more international things. We're talking about doing an East Coast road trip. We want to spend time in places that we've always wanted to spend time at before, but when we sat down and looked at our vacation budget and our vacation days from work, we just kept coming back to Disney and Universal because that's really where we wanted to be. But now that we're here, we get to go to all the other places.
Yeah, it's really exciting for me to think about because, you know, like you said, whenever you budget your time and your money and you know that you have to come back to Disney, not only because we're obsessed with it, but also because we like bought into it with annual passes and DVC members and all of that. So like you're tied to it. Now, if you live next to it and you can go anytime you want to, like it opens up a ton of possibilities.
Cruises, all inclusives. So many things.
All right, so there you have it. Those are the 11 things that we have noticed after only living here a short time that have absolutely changed because we live next to Disney World. They are amazing. We will do a video soon on probably some negative things that we have noticed that have changed. These have been all positive things that we knew could probably change, but I mean, I'm still blown away by the amount that is actually changed.
Yeah, it's crazy, and we haven't been here for that long.
If you like what you're seeing, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We put out 2 videos a week. Also check out our dining reviews. Those post on Thursdays, and thank you so much for watching.
Absolutely.
We will see you on the next video.